One of the great conversations inside of any business is to teach the systems of how we do it around here. One of my favorites of all time when I'm working with a business owner is I say, hey, we've got some basics in what we do to make sure that we go to win a listing. And when we actually go out to go to that listing, there's a few things that actually happen prior. The first thing is that we send a calendar invite. The second thing that we send is an email of confirmation. And the next thing that we send after that is an SMS with a little link to a pre-survey before we get to the listing presentation. Now, my basic question to any business leader is this: what does that actually look like inside of your organization? Have you reread through those templates? Have you made it the best that they can be to make sure that your team have got standardization, but ultimately the most incredible emails that go out to make sure they're setting the expectation for that seller before they even get there? Then, when your people actually get into that listing lounge room, what are the core visuals that they must have on hand to be able to show and demonstrate the skills and the prowess of your brand? Some of the key numbers about what you've done in terms of transactions, some of the key visuals around the list of your last 20 sales. And the key is then access to the number of buyers that you get access inside of your organization, including basic things like the number of open for inspections that you do, the number of buyers that you get to meet at each of those open for inspections, and what you're doing with those buyers that are left over from the campaign that you sold next door. You then want to think about the 3 reasons why people should make the decision to use you and your brand. The skill more than ever before is to make sure you go and play at your absolute best. It's time to go and check the visuals of what your people are actually showing in that listing presentation, down to the detail of what do their marketing campaigns look like. Are they large, medium, and small? Does one have most popular on the top of it? And is it easy to distinguish the difference between the small and the medium campaign? Then, what does the fee schedule look like so we can make sure that we're seriously good at presenting that fee to our actual sellers? After that, then we get into the post-listing conversation. What do we then do to make sure that we win the business? And no longer are we just sending out some templated idea of a proposal. We're actually going to go and send out a summary of the key items, or maybe a longer form summary if that's absolutely required. What does that look like inside of your organization? Get 3 of the most recent submissions that your agents have actually sent out and tell me, is it actually good enough to win the business? One of the biggest challenges in business is that we set up the templates and we never revisit them to make sure they look hot and they ultimately land the business more often. If you get this right and you start teaching the systems, then ultimately you're going to be able to scale a business because we've got a way of winning, and this is how we do it around here.